Katy believes that chasing revenue is the wrong game because profit, not revenue, is what truly sustains a business. And in today's economy, where costs are rising and founders are burning out, learning how to scale profitably has never been more urgent. As the founder of KT Hill Consulting, she helps values-driven leaders stop operating in the weeds and move on to leading with strategic precision, multiplying your results without multiplying your costs. Okay. So over the next 10 minutes, she's going to share with us how we can stop chasing that revenue because that keeps us stuck, and how to shift to that strategic precision that unlocks the profit and leverages the CEO within all of you. And when Katy is not guiding leaders, she is out cheering on her athletic, multi-sport son, accompanied by Denali, her 125-pound fluffy Colorado mountain dog. We all need one of those, who doubles as her team mascot, and negotiating with her black cat, Lord Garamond, who is a highly food-motivated and only occasionally cooperative. Here to show us why profit is greater than revenue, please welcome Katy Hill.
Profits cute, revenues better. Sorry, revenue's cute, profit's better. All right, quick check. How many of you have ever celebrated a big revenue month only to realize that your bank account didn't feel any different? Here's the thing. Most people don't know what they don't know. They think that revenue, social media likes, and email list size are the metrics to be proud of. Those are just vanity numbers. And here's the kicker. The average profit margin for small businesses is only 7 to 10%. Yet most owners don't even know how to calculate it. It's no wonder 42% of them report feeling burned out. Because when you're chasing revenue without profit, it's like running faster and faster on a treadmill. That's never going to move forward. That's why you can have a packed client roster, large online presence, even a 6-figure revenue month, and still feel broke, exhausted, and wondering why there's more a month at the end of the money. My guess is this feels familiar to you. Costs are rising, inflation's eating away at your profit margins, and no matter how many new clients you land, it still doesn't ever feel like enough. But here's the truth. More clients, or even so-called better clients, won't save you if your business is leaking profit. Be honest with yourself. How many times have you thought, if I just could get more clients, then everything would be fine? Only to get more clients, to still feel broke, burned out. And I've seen it across industries. The consultant who doubles her client roster just to realize she's working double the hours for the same take home. The agency owner who lands a big contract just to watch his margins vanish because delivery costs have ballooned. The real problem isn't lack of clients. It's leaking profit. That's why I teach strategic precision, because scaling isn't about doing more. It's about doing the right things profitably. And look, there's a reason that your effort doesn't match your earnings. But let me introduce to you a framework that is going to change all of that. The profit precision triangle: visibility, conversion, and leverage. Let's start at the top with visibility, because this is where most owners and founders obsess. They think, if I can just get more eyeballs, more followers, more leads, then everything's gonna be okay, right? But visibility without conversion, that's just expensive noise. And I see it all the time. This is the founder who's posting 3 times a day on Instagram, spending thousands in ads. But with visibility without strategy is just a really expensive hobby. Let's move on down to conversion. Conversion is where profit actually starts. If you can't turn attention into action, you're just collecting compliments. Compliments doesn't cover your payroll. I got news for you. Likes doesn't pay your rent. Here's the math. I'd rather have 100 leads with a 50% conversion rate than 10,000 followers online who never buy. Profit doesn't come from the attention, it comes from action. Let's slide on over to leverage. This is your CEO level moves. This is where you multiply results without multiplying costs. It's where you stop being the operator and start being the architect. And it's the piece most people ignore because it requires systems, not hustle. Operators add hours. CEOs add multipliers. And I know which one you'd rather be, because this is where the magic happens. It's where you take all those repetitive tasks and give them to the VA. It's where you automate your customer onboarding so they feel loved and cared for without you doing so much as lifting your little finger. It's where you package your knowledge and your expertise into a course or a webinar to serve 50 clients at once instead of one at a time. That, my friends, that's leverage. Can I share a little story with you about how this played out in real life? I was supporting a software engineering program, and its students were leaving just a handful of courses shy of graduation. I remember sitting in a faculty meeting, listening to them because, man, they were baffled. One side was saying, these students just can't handle the rigor of the final courses. The other faculty, well, they were confused. These students do fine in my courses. Why, why aren't they finishing? I remember sitting there, listening to both sides, thinking, we're all just missing it. I mean, we looked at all the data. We looked at the graduation rates, obviously. We looked at attendance. We looked at grades. We looked at retention. And at first, nothing really stood out. Nothing explained it. Then I dug a little deeper into the grades in those final courses. And the problem wasn't the students. It wasn't their ability. It was the system. You see, students were doing everything right. They were moving along, they were paying for everything, they were on track. And then they were getting ready to sign up for that final course in their last semester, only to discover it was full or maybe not even offered. That would be a bit frustrating, right? That's exactly what these students were facing. And for many of them, it wasn't just an annoyance, it was their breaking point. And they just walked away without getting their degree. The department shifted. They looked at the courses students who were close to graduation needed and scheduled them intentionally. They also advised students, if you're getting close to graduation, take these courses when they're offered. because you can't wait. They may not come around again when you need them. Here's the key. The result of all of this was that students stayed on track, graduation rates improved, student satisfaction rates improved, and this program got a boost of its reputation within the community. They didn't need better students. They needed better systems. Blaming the students was the operator level move. Fixing the system was the CEO level move. That's the difference between chasing better inputs and engineering better outcomes. Profit is greater than revenue. Now, this is important, and I really want you to say it with me. Ready? Profit is greater than revenue. Listen, if you leave here with nothing else today, let it be this: revenue is vanity, profit is sanity. And here's the real question: where is your business leaking profit right now? Hold on to that, because once you see it, you can fix it. That's when you start making CEO level moves. This is just one piece of how I help entrepreneurs scale with strategic precision. Imagine what happens when you do this across your whole business. Every decision, every offer, every system is engineered for profit, not just revenue. That's when you stop operating and start leading. Thank you for choosing precision.